Welcome to Business Reporter's Best of British Business campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. According to the National Cyber Security Centre, the UK suffers just under 1 million malicious cyber incidents a year. Although reliable data is hard to capture in this field, even the estimates of our exposure make grim reading. According to these, up to 88% of UK businesses were hacked in some way in 2020. Is UK plc prepared to face up to the ever-increasing threat? Even with the best intentions and proper budgets, building a reliable and dynamically adapting security system seems daunting to the majority of organisations. What are the steps that any UK business can and should take right now to fend off cyber attacks? That's what we're going to talk about with Damon Rands, CEO of Wolfberry Cyber Security today. Good morning, Damon.
Hi.
So it would seem cyber threats are everywhere. How prepared are UK businesses to avert them?
So I think the belief that UK PLC is more secure than other countries is a little bit misplaced. We may be ahead of them, but we've still got a long, long way to go. In 2014, the UK government launched the Cyber Essentials scheme, the purpose of which is to help businesses achieve the most basic steps of cyber hygiene in order to improve their cybersecurity posture. And in a recent survey, only 13% of businesses adhered to the scheme. So it's clear that we've got a long way to go in improving the cybersecurity of the UK.
So what's at stake? What can a company lose if it gets hacked?
So a few weeks ago, we were asked to help a company that had been affected by a ransomware attack. This company has been trading since 1980, and unfortunately, the legacy systems that they have in place and the lack of control and visibility meant that they were unable to identify the cyber criminals actively using their network. They were able to observe user activity, they were able to pollute the data storage and the backups, which meant when they finally exploited their systems with ransomware, they were unable to access or retrieve any data. And their only possible solution was to start again. They'd lost 40 years of history because it's never a solution to pay the ransom. So for us, preparation is always key.
So if stakes are so high, what's stopping companies from building a robust defence?
So there's a lack of awareness. There's a lack also of specialist expertise. Businesses may know they need to do something, but they don't know who to turn to. So quite often the first port of call is IT, and as we all know, cybersecurity is not an IT issue. Some will turn to cybersecurity vendors, and unfortunately, some of these sell on fear. That perceived risk means that businesses are buying products and solutions that really don't fit their need. Businesses need to remember that cybersecurity is a process and not a product. And as such, understanding what you have and learning about your systems is key before you make any decisions.
So let's say I'm a CEO or a CTO and I'm sure that my security needs sorting out. Where do I start?
So the key is to identify what systems you have in place, what data you hold, how it's used, and what current controls you have in place around that. And the best way to do that is with a cyber audit. A good cyber audit should review your internal systems and identify what you do well and what you do poorly. And from this, you can build a roadmap that will identify all key milestones that you can achieve over a period of time, say 12 to 18 months.
How does Wolfberry help?
So we're a purely advisory organisation. As such, we have a trusted advisor status with our clients. And quite often, when we initialise an engagement with our clients, we start with a cyber audit. Our cyber audits can be split into two distinct areas, technical and governance. We normally start with the technical, and we kick off the project with external penetration testing. We probe our clients' existing infrastructure to see what the cyber criminals can see.
Hang on, are you going to hack your client?
Yeah, it's key, and if I'm honest, it's the most fun part.
What about the internal diagnostics? How do you perform that?
So we'll scrutinise the internal systems, check to see if the antivirus is working, are patching levels up to date, are the firewalls and the switches within your network using default credentials. One of the most common problems we'll see is equipment installed, including file servers, that have default credentials that allow cybercriminals just to walk straight into their systems. So it's really key. We'll also see how susceptible your employees are to phishing attacks, because depending on which survey you'd like to read, it's between 85 and 95% of all breaches in the last 12 months have started with a phishing email. So that's a key attack vector for all cybercriminals today.
What happens after diagnostics?
So once we've completed the technical and the governance reviews, we combine the findings into an overall report. This is a clear indication of the business's current cybersecurity posture. And from this, we can build a roadmap that has achievable milestones that are set out over 12 to 18 months for the company to achieve and improve its cybersecurity posture.
So how modular is this solution?
The service we offer is bespoke. Of course, we can offer one-off exercises for our clients, but most of them opt for our subscription services. Our first being monthly. This service provides our clients with internal, external vulnerability analysis, dark web monitoring, phishing simulations and awareness, as well as penetration testing, all combined in monthly reports for a monthly payment. The second subscription offering is everything from the monthly scanning, but also adds active threat detection, which allows us to monitor our clients' networks looking for malicious activity.
Finally, how do you think the pandemic has changed the cyber threat that the UK faces?
So we definitely saw a seismic shift when the pandemic first hit, especially from March 2020. Before the pandemic, most organizations centered all their security controls around their office where the users were protected. Now, obviously, during the pandemic, we now have remote workers and people working from home. So the challenge for businesses going forward is to be able to find solutions that will protect the user no matter what device they're using or wherever they are in the world.
Damon Rands from Wolfberry Cybersecurity, thank you very much for talking to us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Rachel.